Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Alex Smyth.
With the summer here in full force, it's the perfect opportunity to head outside and enjoy some outdoor cooking. Today, I'm going to show you how to smoke delicious ribs so that they're tender, moist, juicy, and fall off the bone delicious. We're using an electric smoker, so it's super easy to use because you can set your temperature, your timer, and the amount of smoke. We're going to use the 3-2-1 method today for smoking the ribs. So that's 3 hours of smoking with a dry rub, 2 hours of braising in liquid, and 1 final hour of smoking with your favorite barbecue sauce on top. I'm so excited. Let's get started by making the rub. To make the rub, we add our ingredients together. 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dry mustard, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Once combined, we generously rub the ribs so that they are covered in the rub. I'm going to let these ribs rest for a few hours in the fridge so the flavor can seep into the meat before smoking. After a few hours in the fridge, we set our smoker to 225 degrees Fahrenheit and set the timer for 3 hours. Once the smoker reaches temperature, we put the ribs in and wait. Now the first 3 hours are done, it's time to take the ribs out, wrap them in foil, and braise them in the delicious liquid for 2 more hours. To make our braising liquid for this portion of the recipe, we combine 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, a half cup of apple juice, and 4 tablespoons of honey. Place the ribs meat side down on a sheet of aluminum foil. Create a bowl by folding the edges of the foil so no liquid can escape. Then, we add our liquid over the ribs, ensuring the half is under the ribs and the other half is on top. Wrap the foil so it's sealed, and then the ribs are ready to go back on the smoker. They go in for 2 hours at the same temperature of 225 degrees Fahrenheit, but this time without the smoke. After 2 hours of braising, we take the ribs out and remove them from the foil and liquid. The final stage of this recipe is taking your favorite barbecue sauce, smothering both sides of the ribs, and placing them back in the smoker for a final hour with the smoke on. And finally, the ribs are done and ready to be taken out. Well, now it's finally payoff for all that hard work. It was 6 hours of cooking, but now we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor, or in this case, the ribs of our labor. I'm digging in. Oh man, right away I'm seeing just a beautiful shiny glaze on the outside. Look at all that smoke penetration on the outside of the meat. Oh, this is, I can't wait. I can't even think of anything else to say. It's time to dig in and give it a try. Oh my. Talk about delicious. It is tender, it's juicy, and it pulls apart from the bone so easily. This is the perfect rib. You don't want something that's gonna just pull away from the bone completely without any effort, because then you're just getting a full mouthful of meat. But you want just something that's gonna give you a bit of resistance, so when you bite into it, it pulls away, leaving you a beautiful mouthful. This is how I like to spend my summer. If you're a fan of ribs, you have to give this method a try, because once you give it a taste, there's no way you're going back to how you used to make ribs. For the full smoked rib recipe, you can find it online at ami.ca. Cheers.